Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to my channel, Saved by an Angel. My name's Ash, and in this video I'm going to talk about some religious teachings that I'm not sure about anymore after being visited by Jesus a handful of times, and other beings too. So, I don't want this to come off as I'm speaking the truth and what you're believing is wrong. The reason why I'm making this video is because for 34 years of my life, I had a belief system from the religious upbringing that I had. And after going through some experiences that I'm going to share with you, I no longer have those beliefs. So what I'm going to talk about is angels and aliens being demons. And I'm going to mix in a little bit of the soul. And I'm going to also talk about, did God flood the earth? So one of the things I hear is that angels and aliens are demons, okay? So now I'm going to share my experience with you and give you my opinion. So in 2014, I attempted to take my life. I had my keys in my hand and I was going to start my car, okay? And as I was in the process of doing that, Archangel Michael appeared and he opened up a portal right in front of me. This oval, 5 feet up in the air, right in front of me, 6 feet away. And my dad's voice started coming through, yelling at me. Okay, so this really confused me because my dad was still alive. I lost my mom to cancer in 2013. And here I was, when this portal opened up, this energy of Archangel Michael just filled my whole body, and I felt this energy that I never felt before, and I had this knowing that it was Archangel Michael. But my dad's words, the voice of my dad was coming through this portal. So this really weirded me out because I was always taught that our soul is within our body. When we die, it goes to, heaven where everything's perfect. So I couldn't understand this, and what I've come to believe after working with shamans and energy workers is that our soul is a fragment of a larger ball of energy called our oversoul that's on the other side watching out for us. And so it was my dad's oversoul that had come through this portal that Archangel Michael opened up and was yelling at me. Actual words, physical, like me and you can hear me, right? And so that changed my belief system about the soul. Our soul is all over the place, doing multiple things at once. And so anyways, going back to when Archangel Michael opened up this portal, my dad's voice is yelling at me, right? Since that day, I've had a lot of crazy experiences. For instance, that night when I went to bed, I had tears coming down because I was extremely disappointed that I was going to have to continue living. I'd become excited to get out of the grind of life. I no longer wanted to be here, and I was excited to go. So that night, I put my hand up to the sky with tears rolling down, and I said, if I'm going to be here, I need to know what this is all about. I go to bed and at like 1:30 in the morning. As I'm sleeping, I hear, you should probably open up your eyes right now. And so I open up my eyes and there's an extraterrestrial being standing over my bed, leaning down, and his face is about a foot away from mine. Now this scared me so much, I gasped in and I left my body. And I floated to the corner of the room where I could see this being bent right over my bed talking to me. And although I couldn't hear what the words were being said, the energy was that this being was being very compassionate. Now, as I started to get a little more frightened, my soul started to get sucked back into my body. And as I was going into my body, I could hear some of the words that this being was saying. And it said, you're here to carve your own path. So also, since then, I've had experiences where Lucifer has come paid me a visit a few times, and I also had a fallen angel attached to my aura field. This was allowed by my angels for a specific reason. I learned many lessons. One of those is being able to identify lower level energies in people. And when that happened to me, from 3:30 in the afternoon, I didn't sleep till 6:30 the next morning. I sat in a chair and I experienced what the most rage and hatred towards God and human beings felt like. And so I've got to personally experience energies you don't want to be around. And so when I hear something like angels and aliens or demons, here's my outlook on it. When I was sitting in the car right before I decided to do that, when I said, I wish I could just exit this life, and the voice said, all you got to do is go start your car and come sit back down. That voice, that was what some people might call as a demon. Okay? That was a lower level energy whispering this idea into my mind. That was the demon. When I got up with my keys in my hand to go start my car and Archangel Michael appeared and saved my life, that's not a demon. That night when I went to bed and I had that ET experience, that being was being compassionate. That being was not a demon. Okay, what I've come to learn is that there's many ET races out there, and 95% of them are really good and love humanity and are helping humanity, but there's a few that are not in favor of us. Okay, so that's my opinions after my experiences. Now I'm going to end it with, did God flood the earth? So I had an experience where I set the intention. I asked God if I could experience what he experiences as much as possible in my human form. And I did a meditation where I left my body and I went off into space. And it was all blackness with a few faint stars in the background. And I believe I was introduced to what people would call God. It was this glowing star. And I became a glowing star. And I got to experience exactly what this God energy was feeling. And it was just complete oneness and perfection and unconditional love. It was just nothing but satisfaction, joy, and bliss all combined. Now, when I hear people say that God flooded the earth, and I think of my experience, when I've experienced this God energy and when I've had Jesus come to me, there's no way from this unconditional love that I believe God flooded the earth. God loves all the creations. So if that resonates, then I guess you got to kind of go with, well, what did flood the earth? And this is just my opinion from people I've talked to, things that I've read, watched on TV. But, there's 10 to 12 foot skeletons being found in Europe. And, the Bible talks about giants. Well, these giants became cannibalistic, and this is the reason why the flood happened. Now, this was done, in my opinion, there is a bunch of ET races that are actually not too far away from, and whatever, they're around planet Earth, and they're helping humanity as best as they can. Free will, it's a funny thing. But if you ask me, there's beings that are much more technically advanced than us, and I do believe that it wouldn't be very hard for them to tilt the axis of the earth, create a flood. Just my opinion. I wanted to share my experiences and, take a look at your belief system, see how it resonates with what I had to say. Maybe it doesn't, but I just wanted to share this information anyways. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all the subscribers and likes. It helps more people see these videos. That's all I got. Have a great day.